perfect website. So they come and they talk to us, and we ask questions like, who are you closest to in the church? Where do you feel like you fit? Where do you feel like you don't fit? Where do you want to grow in Jesus this next 6 months? What is your earliest religious experience? So there's questions like this that really help us to just enter in this relationship with these people. Now they're there, they're not mandated, they're there because they want to grow with Jesus. At the end of that, what we do, there's a section of it, at the end of that, we actually write down a discipleship process for them for the next 3 to 6 to 9 months. We are experts in our church, but our church is an octopus without a brain. There are so many things going on that nobody knows how to, but the pastors do. We know every program that we offer. And so what we do is we tell people, we don't want you to come to everything. That will destroy you. But if you want to grow in this area, here are some things you can do. And it's everything from partnering them with a basic Bible study, if they're new believers, to partnering them with a mentor for finances, to making sure they get the medical or the counseling. But sometimes people, the reason they lack discipleship is because they're mentally unstable and they need help. And so we want to make sure that we partner them in those ways. Not to make diagnoses, but if they're struggling with their finances and they can't afford to get to church, they're not going to come to church. So we can help them with their finances. So we run this individual discipleship program, and we connect the dots for them, and then we ask them, when do you want us to follow up with you? And they give us permission to call them back in 3 months, 6 months, or 9 months. We put it into our database, we follow up on that. We haven't done this for everybody in our church. We've done it for a lot of people in our church. And here's the most amazing thing. People sign up because they are spiritually curious. And they accept Jesus in the process of this interview. It's amazing how many people in our churches have never actually accepted Christ. They like the idea of Jesus, but they've never had anybody actually tell them about this or baptism or sanctification. And so it's a really easy way for us to cast that net really wide. You don't have to be a member of our church to be a part of this individual discipleship process. But it's begun to transform our culture. Now, the people who've done it can do it with their friends. And they begin to put those dots together too. So that discipleship piece leads to evangelism. It just unleashes the church. I don't want to be the holdup of the church. I don't want to be the bottleneck. I don't want people to say, I would lead you to Jesus, but Pastor Brian's in Kansas this week. So let's wait till Tuesday when he's back. I don't want that. I want to get back on Tuesday and find out 3 people came to Jesus. Amen. And so equipping the church to do the work of ministry. And so discipleship becomes key for us. So I know it's lunchtime. Phil, I'm going to give it back to you. I will give Phil the discipleship plan if he wants it. And then there's a copy of the book, Phil, and all the information for the communities out back.
All right, good. All right, so we have the meal out in the front area, and you can go through and pick it up. We'll try to kick back in here at 5 till 1. All right, so that'll give you about 40 minutes. When you come back in, we'll have books, your gifts, part of your gifts will be on the table. And then we'll do some drawings a little bit after that. And I'll say thank you to Faith. She's gone to see somebody in the hospital real quick, but because Nathan is gone out of town. But we want to say thank you to Faith and all her work for all she's done. So we'll do it. All right. So, James, you want to pray for the food?
Sure.
Okay.
Well, Father God, we thank you, Lord, for the opportunity to grow. And Lord, we thank you for being able to take part in your